Episode 149 of the Walkons podcast. We are back. Could be a quick one tonight. It's gonna be a quick one, probably. Again, we're not in season. There's not a lot happening. We're gonna talk a little bit of Hawks. I may prompt the guys on a few things that that could be interesting for the Hawkeye fans. But first off, we were just having a pre-episode discussion about how you should throw all of your money in Tesla. That's our stock. That's the walk-on stock pick of the week, endorsed by Kevin.
Nope, not endorsed by Kevin.
Kevin said throw 100% of your money and actually borrow money from other people as well and put it all in Tesla and just ride that thing.
Fake news.
Fake news. Okay. Well, were you in the debate last night? You watched that, Kev?
I did watch it. Yeah.
Was it a comedy?
It was.
Trump called.
It was a shit show. Trump, and a half, honestly.
I don't know who he was referring to because I'm not smart enough to understand, get the reference. But Trump called somebody Pocahontas.
That would be Elizabeth Warren.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, his nickname for Elizabeth Warren is Pocahontas because she claimed to be 1/16.
Oh yeah.
Some tribe, and I think it was found out that she isn't actually have any Native American heritage in her, so he decided to start calling her Pocahontas.
That's so disrespectful.
Yeah, it is.
If I'm being honest, that is a tremendous top-level troll by him, and I don't care if people hate me for saying that.
It's hugely disrespectful. So disrespectful. Maybe the most disrespectful. Some are saying. He also, I saw a clip today that was. They asked about him holding his rallies, and they're big, and there's a bunch of people, and he's like, "Yes, outside." And then he goes, and Mr. Biden, you're holding much smaller rallies. Inside, not as many people are attending. And Trump just chimes in and goes, "Because nobody wants to come." He's just like, who the fuck? Who is this guy? I feel like this isn't a politics podcast, but I feel like it's not politics. It's just entertainment value for me. And I'm not a Trump guy. I'm not a Biden guy. As much as some of the maybe more left-leaning listeners or people who have heard our show would like to call us out. And as much as you guys want us to be racist or something, I guess we haven't spoken for ourselves on that before. We aren't, and we don't really, we don't really get into all of that. But
what are you trying to say right now?
Oh, I'm just saying that so many people. You guys probably don't see it as much as I do, but especially in the summer when all the stuff with the racial diversity stuff went down, when we came out of
the closet.
Yeah, when we came out of the closet on that, there was plenty of people who were like, "Oh, of course the three white guys are going to stick up for Coach Doyle and all this stuff." They're clearly, and then even since then, we've gotten a few DMs to the Walkons account and a few mentions that no one ever sees except for me because I have the tag, about how we continue to.
What does this have to do with the debate last night?
Oh, I just want to make sure that people don't think that we're completely pro-Trump or completely pro-Biden, because I wanted to preface it with that. I just find it as just super entertaining. What an absolute. How as a country with, I don't know, 300 million people in it, are we not able to find someone who's 50 to 60 years old who isn't a complete asshole?
Because the smartest people in the world and in America know that they're just way too smart to want to be president. Let's put it that way, because it's the worst job ever.
I said that to somebody. I tweeted about it last night, and someone responded. And I was like, who would want to, even at a local, people get into their city council or their state.
And God bless them, honestly. God bless them.
I don't know who in their right mind would subject themselves to that kind of just
Scrutiny.
oh my God. And most of the shit that you go over is just like boring stuff. It's not like world altering topics. It's incredible. I'm glad somebody has to do it. And if it was left up to us, I mean, the world would just be anarchy, I'm sure.
All right. So if you were able to nominate someone for president or just appoint someone president, whoever you appoint is president, whether they want to be or not, who are you going with?
You're setting me up for failure here because the only people that I'm going to choose are in the entertainment industry. And I don't know if that's someone that we should elect. In fact, I'm pretty positive.
Well, then why would you choose them? I don't
who I'm electing president?
Who?
I'm electing Chris Bauer.
Chris Bauer. Yes.
I'm starting a campaign right now. Chris Bauer for president.
I would, and everyone's going to get a skid loader or forklift. That's going to be the first thing.
Forget universal health care.
Yeah.
Universal skid loaders.
Yeah, everyone's going to get an excavator because that's how Chris Bauer does things. Shout out, we need to have Bo back on the show. I don't know if he has internet connection or if he's living in the mountains or what he's doing.
I think he's hunting Bigfoot these days.
When is he going to lock it up and like give us another wedding to go to? When all this Rona is over or what?
I know, we're a little short on weddings coming up here.
Need more weddings. I'm all out over here.
We need more opportunities for Kevin to act an absolute asshole and tear more pairs of pants.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kevin needs those opportunities too. Kevin's had a stressful few weeks. He needs some of those opportunities.
So yeah, the Trump and Biden, one of them is going to lead our country. For those listening, and it's my opinion that most people in their day-to-day life, they do pretty good, and life's pretty okay, and not much is going to really change whether one guy's elected or not. And even if it does, it's 4 years. So some of y'all who are commenting or like actually have the audacity to get into like an online argument, not with me because I would never do that, but with other people like Facebook or something, you got to chill. You got to take a little breather because everything's going to be all right, probably. Especially
and then if everything's not all right, then maybe the world blows up and none of us have to worry about it anyways.
Right, and also put all your money in Tesla. Anyway, football-wise, which is what mostly this podcast is about, like I said, not a lot going on for the Hawkeyes. There was a Monday night game that was supposed to be like super electric. It didn't end up being like an all-timer, but it was still, a pretty good game. A little bit. The Chiefs-Ravens played. Patrick Mahomes is now a father, soon to be father. Are you a father once your wife is pregnant or your lady's pregnant, or is it once it comes out? I feel like it's once you're pregnant.
It depends who you ask in this country.
That's true. We're going back to politics now. We're going back to politics. He has $500 million, hopefully all of which he put into Tesla.
How about how about the shotgun wedding? He gets engaged a month ago and announces the pregnancy today.
Yeah, no, I mean, what's he gonna do wrong? Like what, like he's got 500 mil. I mean, he doesn't have 500 mil, but he's got a shitload of money. That guy can do whatever he wants.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm not degrading him in any way, shape, or form. I'm just thought it was somewhat comical.
Yeah, I mean, to each their own. So he's and he's 3-0. The Chiefs are 3-0. They're good. The Ravens are. Yeah, we on the podcast. I think we all took the Ravens. I'm pretty sure.
Nope, Kevin took the points. Kevin took the Chiefs and the points.
Oh, did you? Okay. Well, Kevin was right and I was wrong. And that's about it. As far as the Hawks go, let's see. There was some other interesting stuff happened. Tennessee and the Vikings had a little COVID incident. Not sure how that's going to affect things. It's definitely going to affect a little fantasy probably.
They already postponed the Titans-Pittsburgh game this week.
Did they? Did they? Well,
How are you the ones on Twitter all day long? You didn't see that?
Postponed it how long, Kevin?
I don't know. I only saw the headline. I didn't read the
That's
article.
going to
Pittsburgh was one of my picks this week because they were getting points and Titans had the COVID deal. I still like Pittsburgh whenever that game gets played, but it's less of a good pick now.
Yeah.
But I imagine the line's going to be a little bit different now too. Whenever that game is played.
I had a couple interesting DMs this week. One was of last week's episode, which I thought, I don't know about you guys, but or I believe it was Sunday's episode that we did for Monday. Had a guy, he's going to listen to this, but had a guy like DM us and said, "Gosh, 148 was painful. Should have just left that one on the table or something like." It's like, what? Like,
yeah, probably not wrong. I mean, is it any different than the previous 147?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like, how was it any different than the other ones? Is like, okay, that hurts a little bit, but thanks for your opinion. And then I just got another one today, listener of the podcast.
I'm sorry, that's just funny as shit.
Well, I was laughing too. I was like, I mean, if you don't, like you got to expect. I feel like if you're a listener to a show or if you're a viewer of a show, you have to expect like there's some sort of standard that this show or this company puts on. We have a standard to our show, whatever you want to call it or however you want to quantify that. We're not always going to meet that standard, and oftentimes.
So you're saying we had a bad game?
Yeah, we had a bad game. And
I thought we just lost to Purdue on our senior day.
Yes, and I thought it was more of like we beat Illinois by like 3 touchdowns. I thought it was that kind of game. Nothing exciting, but we still got the job done. This guy, he was calling for everyone's head. And I just feel like as a listener, you're like, you got to understand, hey, sometimes they're going to go above and beyond. Sometimes it's going to be an average episode. Sometimes it's going to be a little less. And like, it's just funny, the thought process of, I think I'm going to contact them and tell them that it was painful to listen to that last episode.
Hey, Pimpin', thanks for still giving us the click.
Yeah.
Hey, he's keeping it real.
And you know what? He's going to give us this click too, and he'll give us more clicks in the end. Another message I got today was, must have been one of Tommy Gall's buddies, because he said he was having some beers last night. Afterwards, I figured out why he sent this. But the first message was simply just, will you guys do an entire hour episode of just shitting on Tommy Gall? And I had no pre-context to it. And I was like, Tommy's a good dude. Why would we do that? Like, some of the stuff that we get is absolutely hilarious. Also, another DM conversation we had today, or I had today, was with the man, the myth, Zach Johnson. Not the snapper that I bullied allegedly in 2014, but the PGA Golf Pro.
Respect him, bro. He's the Open champion.
He's going to be coming on the podcast.
He's the Masters champion.
He's a former Masters champion. He's a former Open champion. He's going to be coming on the show.
He is the honorary captain for the 2015 University of Iowa versus the University of Maryland Terrapins game.
Yes, and I can't wait to talk to him about that and some other things.
As Coach Wallace would say, he's a dude now.
He's, Zach Johnson, he's a dude.
And shout out to Coach Wallace for being one of the best coaches in Iowa football history.
I agree. It's hard to beat the guys they have on staff right now. Speaking of Iowa football, let's talk a little bit about that. I'm curious, just off the top of your head, both of you guys, what, if anything, are you most concerned with when Iowa steps on the field against Purdue in 3 weeks? 2 weeks? 3 weeks? 2.5 weeks?
Concerned with as in?
Anything. Something that we may struggle with, something that we have to go against. Obviously, Rondell Moore is a problem now that he's back. My initial thought was
I'm concerned for my liver, the amount of Busch Lights I'm going to drink that day.
That's fair.
And I'm concerned for all the players' health, that they might contract asbestos or get like rabies or something from the Purdue locker room.
Okay, that
Honestly, yes. Honestly, a much more valid concern than COVID.
I think Drake just dropped out of the call too, so he'll be back in a second. But
Have they seriously not renovated it yet? Like every school in the Big Ten is complaining about them.
I don't believe they've renovated it. I don't think it would. Yeah, and it has been complained about. I'm pretty sure like Urban complained about it when he was coaching Ohio State. I think Fitz complained about it. I've seen. Oh,
I know Harbaugh complained about it.
Yeah, Harbaugh complained
Listen
about
to
it.
me. If Fat Tits Gerald is complaining about opponent locker rooms, he can shove it right up his ass because the opponent locker room in whatever that stadium is called is no better whatsoever.
That's a good point.
Yeah, there's some opponent locker rooms across the Big Ten where there is no social distancing taking place whatsoever.
Worst 3 locker rooms in the Big Ten: Purdue, Northwestern, Maryland. Can you think of any others?
Wisconsin.
Michigan State's not great.
Michigan State's wasn't terrible. I've heard. So my brother said it was awful his freshman year. They actually renovated it before we went back.
Oh, okay.
It's not very big, but it's all right. I would say, yeah, Purdue, Northwestern, Maryland, yeah.
Anyway, most concerned about. So Kevin, your liver, because you plan on going full game day mode, like you would, right?
I mean, are the Hawks playing that day or what? Or are they not playing that day? I don't know. What type of question is that?
I didn't know if COVID was going to affect you or your status or what was going on there.
I heard Busch Light cures it.
A Busch Light a day keeps
the COVID away.
Keeps the COVID away, and I don't think that's sound advice. So don't listen to us.
You keep telling the people I'm a doctor, right?
You are a doctor, and I am a stock advisor. Just kidding. Don't listen to that, people. Because if you live the life that we suggest, all of your money would be in Tesla, and your entire diet, 100% of your calories would come from Busch Light. Which could be an interesting.
I don't see what could go wrong. I mean,
we should create a YouTube channel. There should be a YouTube channel where someone just they put all their money in Tesla and they just drink Busch Light all day.
Did you guys ever have to watch Super Size Me in health class as a kid?
I watched it like a couple months ago, actually, just for my own personal entertainment.
So we do that, except we exchange McDonald's with Busch Light.
Dear God. The thing is like, oh God, it would just be horrible. But like, I could space out enough Busch Lights so that I was never really like truly messed up, and I still got like enough calories to survive throughout the day. Like I don't know, how many calories is Busch Light? 100 calories?
Probably around 100, yeah.
So like if I get, oh God, still 10 a day would be a lot for me. That's only 1,000 calories.
Yeah, I mean, you need to be drinking at least 18 of those.
I wouldn't be drinking 18.
You don't get 1,800 calories a day?
Oh, I would be going into a severe calorie deficit, is what I'm saying. Yeah. I was thinking more along the lines of the Hawkeye concern thing of like Spencer Petras. Are we concerned at how the gunslinger is going to come out and play? I personally am not with Spencer. I think the answer is always, for me, and as a player, this was true as well. On defense, I'm always interested to see what kind of vibe, what kind of, Iowa defense obviously has its own taste to it, its own feel. It's Iowa defense. But who's gonna lead? Who's gonna come out and really kind of be the hype man? I feel like last year we had AJ, we had Gino, we were missing some pretty big pieces in all 3 levels of our defense from last year.
So you're talking about who's going to bring the Jake Gervais 100% fake juice?
Who's going to bring that 200% Jake Gervais juice? And I don't know. It was announced that Jaimin Colbert will be foregoing this season. He's going to opt out, which is going to leave a spot in the second level. Looks like we're going to have Jack Campbell, which with how we talked up Jack Campbell a couple episodes ago, he could maybe just play both positions. Do you think?
No, so Jack will play the Mike, Nick will play the Will. We'll be okay.
Can we bring back Kevin Ward and have him play the third position?
Yeah, I mean, maybe if we were playing Wisconsin. I don't know how well I move in space these days. I don't run too much anymore. I just lift heavy things.
Poor lateral side to side mobility nowadays.
That'd probably be a good accurate description. I don't know. I haven't stepped foot on made an athletic move in a while.
Yeah, I try to do it. I try to keep the training somewhat athletic and balanced, but it's tough because there's not a whole lot of reason to. Any other concerns from you guys? I mean, I can't imagine that any of the offensive skill players are concerned. Really, all it starts with there is like, can Spencer get it to him?
I'm concerned that Brian will take the playmakers out when we're only up 40 instead of 50.
Oh, so we're worried they might come back and cover those spreads or.
No, I'm just worried that we're not going to run the score up enough on these bozos.
The Purdue line, I believe, is now down to like 8.
Where did it start at?
It was up at like 9.5 to start, but then when Rondell, it got back down a little bit.
He's worth a point and a half at least.
Yeah, maybe more. Was
he hurt last year? Do I remember him being hurt last year?
We did get lucky, and he was hurt, I believe.
Yeah.
With Rondell back and it being the first game of the year, we'll obviously give these picks when the week comes. Which hopefully, by the way, back to Zach Johnson, hopefully he's on the week, like game week 1, the Monday episode of week 1, previewing Purdue. That's when we hope to have Zach Johnson on. So we could actually get his pick as well. At 8 points, or maybe it's 8.5.
I don't love the Hawks covering that.
No, me either.
Yeah.
On the money line, hammer the Hawks. Hammer them.
I don't know what Purdue's got defensively, but they got like shit. You got a special guy there in Rondell Moore. He can scoot. So that's a problem. And Purdue's a well-coached team. I really like Brown, what he's doing with that program.
I do too. I mean, if they could just get a better stadium and a better away locker room, they might have something going there.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's going to be a home field advantage. They're used to playing in front of no people.
I think we score. This is just a dumb fan kind of question, but I think we score 2 passing touchdowns before we score a rushing touchdown. I think we're going to be pass heavy. I cannot wait to watch. We might as well air it out. Go Texas Tech. We talked about it a couple episodes ago. Go Texas Tech, air raid offense. Let Spencer go shotgun. We've got 3 guys up front that are future NFL linemen. Give them some time. Throw it up to B. Smith. Let freaking ISM run down the seam. Reganey in the flat, baby. And then 3-4 passes. T. Good right up the middle. I mean, best offense in Hawkeye history? Potentially.
It's all going to come down to see. We'll see what Spencer can do with it. See if he can sling it a little bit.
What kind of pressure is that, you think? You think he's just sitting there like, son of a bitch, like, I got to really play or else.
Like I don't got any fucking excuses around here. Like, Rudock had an excuse or two.
Rudock was. I mean, I'm not gonna. Rudock had some good receivers too. Those are all our dudes.
Yeah.
By the way, unsung hero of like that time period for wide receivers in Iowa, like Jake Hillier. I was watching a replay of an Iowa State game the other day. He actually scored in that game, but he didn't score very many touchdowns. But Jake Hillier was a savage out on the edge at blocking.
He was a great blocker.
And like people loved Hilly. And He was the kind of
Just
guy.
Just an all-time good dude.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy you can get behind. So yeah, that's what we're kind of dealing with as far as Iowa football goes. Let's get into. I don't know if you guys have looked at it. I picked 3 NFL games, 2 college games. I did not like very many of the college picks for this weekend. I picked 2 bets, and I picked 3 in the NFL. Drake, we'll start with yours. I don't know if you've replaced your Tennessee Pittsburgh pick, but give us your other ones.
So I'm pretty butthurt about that Tennessee-Pittsburgh one, so I'm going to replace that one with Indianapolis covering 1.5 against Chicago. Indy's defense has shown that they're pretty serious. They have a tendency to get to the quarterback and score some points on their own, and Chicago hasn't looked that good on offense. We'll see how Nick does. Big Dick Nick in his first start, but I'll replace that with them. Definitely I'm going to fade the state of New York, because the Jets are actually giving 2.5 points to Denver from what I'm seeing right here. It's either 2 or 2.5. So I'm going to take Denver and the points there every single time. I really don't care if they're starting Jake Rudock at quarterback. I think they could still beat this New York Jets team by 2 touchdowns. I'm pretty sure the Hawks can beat this New York Jets team by 2 touchdowns, even though that's a super simp thing to say from somebody who knows football. But they're that bad. So then third – man, I really don't know about a third, because I really wanted to take the Steelers and the points.
Go with your Arizona pick.
Yeah, it's either Seattle covering 6.5 against Miami or Arizona covering. You guys can take your pick on that one, but I would say that either one of those 2 is the third best option.
Okay. Did you look at any college games, or are you just going with your NFL picks?
Not until the Big Ten comes out. I don't care anything about college.
Okay. Kevin, you got picks, or you want me to go?
I'm looking right now, so why don't you go ahead and
I am going to tail Drake on that one, on the Denver pick. The site that I pulled up had him only Denver plus 1.5, but even at +2 or +2.5, I like Denver by touchdown in this game. The Jets suck, and until they cover a spread, I'm taking the Fighting Josie Jules and Ojemudias and Noah Fant, and Denver 100%. Now, of course, the state of New York probably thanks me, because I'll be the one to reverse them not covering spreads this year. But in line with that, I'm going Rams over Giants. The site that I was on had Rams minus 12.5 over New York. Give me 2 touchdowns. I'll take Cooper Kupp, Jared Goff, and the Rams all day. The Giants are without Saquon. He tore his ACL, which I didn't think was possible, because
the Giants are without a prayer is what they are.
Yeah, they're in a bad spot, and I mean, it might be 14-0 or 21-7, but I'll take the Rams minus 12.5. And that's a huge line for the NFL, by the way. And then this is just the New York parlay, because I'm going with the Buffalo Bills. Shit, who did they even play? I didn't even write that down.
It doesn't matter.
I don't know who the Buffalo Bills play, but I'm actually taking them -3 to this weekend, and they burned me a couple weeks ago. They play the Raiders on Sunday. I like the Bills versus the Raiders. It is in Las Vegas, the fancy new stadium. I like the Bills. I think there's something cooking in Buffalo. They're 3-0. Josh, while he didn't play good against us when he played for Wyoming, is playing pretty darn good for the Buffalo Bills. It could have been that the rest of his offense was not good in college. And also Josie Jewell, when he took down him, when he sacked Josh, that was one of my favorite plays when he ran him down. I'll take the Bills -3 versus the Las Vegas Raiders, which, by the way, I love that they're in Las Vegas. When you move to Las Vegas, you'll have a team to cheer for there. And
I can't wait to go to a game in that Vegas stadium. I literally can't wait.
Well, there's that one, and so that one costs like $2 billion, and the freaking SoFi Stadium for the Chargers and the Rams cost $5 billion. Like $5 billion? It's insanity. My 2 picks for college this week. I don't usually like to pick Iowa State, and if I do, I usually like to take them against the spread. I am taking Oklahoma -7 against the Cyclones. I did not see anything from Iowa State in their first two games that said anything about them being within a touchdown of Oklahoma, even though Kansas
Oklahoma
State
didn't look great.
didn't look great, but I can't imagine them looking that bad 2 weeks in a row. I'll take Oklahoma -7. My other pick for college this weekend, because the Big 12 doesn't know what defense is. We're going TCU and Texas over 63 points to the moon. Give me another 50.
Is that a first half over?
No, that was a full game over. And
dude, they're gonna score 60 apiece.
Correct. Give me another 55-53 game. Call it a mortal lock. Those are Kluver's picks of the week. And also my other pick is Tesla. Throw all your money in it.
Okay. You're gonna have to forgive me as I am literally looking at my picks as right now. So these are not the
Gonna have to rename the segment.
Not the guaranteed awards winners of the past. It's okay, but I do like Auburn +6.5 versus Georgia this week. Georgia looked bad last week versus Arkansas. They got a mess of a quarterback situation going on, and Arkansas is a dog shit team. So Auburn's getting almost a touchdown here. I'll take the points there. Pittsburgh -13.5 versus NC State. Pittsburgh's been playing some good football, and I really like the style of play that they do.
True.
Pat Narduzzi, good coach. NC State got run out of the building by Virginia Tech, I think, 45-24 last week. And, yeah, maybe they rebound, maybe they don't, but give me the Pittsburgh Panthers -2 touchdowns. Third pick, man, I'm struggling. I've been through the NFL. I've been through college. I haven't really been able to see something I like a whole lot.
You don't like anything in the NFL?
I'm just scrolling.
Dude, take them.
Give me the Seahawks -6.5 versus the Dolphins.
Yeah.
All right, man. That's my third pick then. Forget Arizona because they burned me last week. I'll take Seattle -6.5 as my third pick.
Dude, it's hard to, especially if DK Metcalf decides he wants to score touchdowns. It's really hard to go against freaking Danger Russ Wilson. And that
Let's
offense.
not talk about that DK touchdown because he was my captain on DraftKings, and that cost me a couple dollars.
That is tough. But also, Chris Carson, questionable, or I don't think he's going to play, a bullshit Gator roll on Chris Carson, who is my running back in one of my leagues. I hope they bury that guy who tried to break that guy's leg. But still, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, and Mr. What did he call himself in that weird ass video?
Mr. Unlimited.
Mr. Unlimited.
We're just gotta let Russ cook, man. They're letting Russ cook for the first time ever, and he is cooking.
Yeah, they're damn good. So I think we all like that pick. That's about it. Said we weren't going to make it too long. Again, we made it like 35 minutes, and a lot of it was bullshit. If you've already at this point thrown all your money in Tesla, I'm just going to caveat this and say I am not a financial advisor, though I have been approached to be one. I am not officially one, so don't take any of my advice. As Barstool guys would say, bet and invest responsibly and not off of my picks. But those are my picks. And anything else from the Peanut Gallery, Kevin or Drake? Otherwise, that's an episode.
To that guy who said that 148 should be flushed, your head needs flushed.
All right. We're giving swirlies to our fans. Kevin, anything?
No. I mean, let's just get out there and get that bread, folks. Come on.
Get that bread. Get that bread. Quote unquote Kevin Ward. Not something I would have not the quote that I would put by your name. That's it. 149. Hopefully it was better than 148. Unfortunately, I don't think it was. But hey, it's another episode. We are inching closer to Hawkeye football, and that Zach Johnson episode, when we do record it, will be incredible content. So if you're thinking about dumping our ass, just hold on for like 2 more weeks because, you know, we promise it'll be better. Just remember the good days. That's it. Peace.